Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Fitrah, and today in this video I'm going to talk about the some topic which so interesting. It's about the semantics and pragmatics, and our topic for today is cooperation and implicature. So I will delve into how cooperation works in conversation and how we often convey implied meanings that are not directly stated. So this presentation is an introduction to the pragmatic theory of Paul Grace. So guys, we are moved to the second slide. What is the pragmatics? What actually the pragmatics? So before we begin, let's first understand what pragmatic is. So semantics focuses on the literal meaning of words and sentence. Meanwhile, pragmatics is about how we use those words in context to communicate meaning. In conversation, there's often a gap between what we say and what we actually mean. Pragmatics is what breaks that gap. Next, now one of the key concepts in pragmatics in the cooperative principle introduced by Paul Grace argued that we assume our conversation partners are trying to be helpful and rational. This assumption is what allows us to interpret the implied meanings in conversation. To explain how this comparative principle works, Price proposed four maxims or four guidelines for conversation. The first one is quantity. Quantity makes your contribution as informative as is required, no less and no more. The second one is quality. Quality try to make your contribution one that is true and have evidence. And the third one is relationship. Relationship means that be relevant to the topic of conversation. And the last is manner. Manner mean the be clear, be brief and orderly in your contribution. The next slide is maxim of quantity. The maxim of quantity is essentially give enough information. For example, if I say I have 2 children, the listener will interpret that I have exactly 2 children, right? Not 3 or not 4, right? Okay, logically, if I have 3 children, it also means I have 2. But because I'm ordering to maxim of quantity, the implication becomes exactly 2, right? Do you understand, guys, what I mean? Maxim of quality. The maxim of quality emphasizes the important truthfulness. We assume that our conversation partners are conveying information that they believe to be true and have supporting evidence. For example, if someone says the capital of France is Paris, we assume that statement is true. If someone lies, they are violating the maxim of quality. slide is maxim of relation. The maxim of relation requires us to convey information that is relevant to the topic of conversation. For example, if someone say I'm out of gas, and another person replies there's a garage around the corner, the implication is that the garage is likely open to sell gas. If the garage is closed, that statement becomes irrelevant and violates the maxims of relation. Next, maxim of manner. The maxim of manner deals with how we convey information. We should avoid obscurity, ambiguity, being unnecessary lately, and we should present information in orderly fashion. Next is floating the maxims. This is where the concept of floating comes in. Floating occurs when a speaker blatantly fails to fulfill a maxim, not to device but to convey an extra meaning. For example, if someone say it's a bit cold in here, isn't it? They are not just stating a fact about the temperature, but are politely asking someone else to close the windows. Okay, the last one for the conclusion, the key takeaways. In conclusion, some important points to remember are: the first one is cooperative principle. So communication is collaborative effort driven by rational assumption. The maxim quality, quantity, relation, manner guide our conversation. The next is implicature meaning that is suggested but not explicitly stated. And the last one is floating. Deliberately breaking a maxim can create irony, sarcasm, or polite request. So I think that was my explanation. Thank you very much. I hope you guys can understand what I mean. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.